Hey there, friends. Welcome back to our urban homestead. Welcome back to the channel. I haven't done a what we ate this week video in a while, and I know that most of you really do enjoy those, so I figured I would do one. Tonight we're doing steaks, some green beans from the garden, and if you guys have been watching, I have a whole bunch of pepper plants that were supposed to be jalapenos. Instead, I got these. I'm not sure if they're a banana pepper or a Hungarian wax pepper. So I did 5 dozen jalapeno poppers with them because, I mean, I don't need 8,000 jars of pickled banana peppers, y'all. I just don't. And I have some leftover filling from that, which is just cream cheese, bacon, and cheddar cheese. And I'm gonna do jalapeno, well, I don't even know what to call it. Yeah, we're just gonna call it jalapeno popper stuffed twice baked potatoes. So I've already baked off potatoes one time. I've cut a little hole in them with the tops. I have scraped off the potato, put that mixture in this bowl. So then it's like a hollow little shell. Oh, I just ripped it. What are you gonna do? And since there's no pepper in that, I'm just gonna chop these guys up and throw it in with this mixture. The steaks are New York strips. I just seasoned them with salt, pepper, garlic, and these are gonna go into the fridge for a couple hours till it's time for dinner. All right, so the peppers are chopped and in the bowl, as well as the rest of the innards of the potato. Now, obviously, if you have jalapenos, that would be ideal, wouldn't it? But we're working with what we got, you guys, and not letting anything go to waste. And I feel like that's the important thing, especially nowadays. Like, seriously, you can't waste anything. The only thing I will be wasting are these seeds, because I saved my own seeds for anyone who hasn't been here before for my garden, and these clearly, I either labeled them completely incorrectly, which is a very high possibility because y'all know I'm terrible about labeling things, or my peppers got cross-pollinated last year, and that is the result of what should be jalapenos. Who knows? Welcome to the Hot Mess Express. So now I'm just going to add a little bit of softened butter to this and get this all mashed up. Now it's all nicely mixed together. I'm going to add a little salt and pepper because I tasted it. Need some salt and pepper. Other than that, this is the bomb. Also, twice baked potatoes are one of my absolute favorite side dishes. I could probably eat 5 of them. I'm not even kidding. Like, I don't even need the steak. I need nothing except for some twice baked potatoes. So, yep, I'm going to add some salt and pepper to these. And then I'm going to fill the potato shells and just pop them in the fridge until it's closer time to dinner. I like to do a lot of my dinner prep early on in the day. That way it just makes dinner a lot easier and more streamlined. So that's what I'm doing. I'll see you at dinner time, you guys. All right, so these have been baking for about 35 minutes, maybe 40. Gotta top them with cheese. Gotta top them with cheese. Ooh, that's hot. Green beans are done. So I'm gonna top these with cheese. Pop them into the oven for maybe another 10 minutes or so, just until the cheese is melted. You guys, this smells so good. Seriously, I'm so ready. So I'm pulling out the steaks from the fridge. It's important, if you don't know, you want to pull your meat out of the fridge about 30 to 35 minutes before you decide to cook it. We're going to be doing these in the cast iron today. There's really no sense in firing up the grill for these two steaks. Cast iron will do. But when you let your meat, steaks specifically, don't do this with chicken. And there's no need to do it with hamburgers. But steaks specifically, you should pull out 30, 40 minutes before you grill. That way they can kind of come to room temperature. The muscles and the fat can kind of loosen, and that's going to give you a much more tender, much more moist steak. If you were to put this cold meat into a hot pan, the muscles are just going to tense up, and then when you go to let your steak rest, all of that delicious juice is just going to run out of the steak. So if you don't already do that practice, I highly recommend it. It will change your life if you're used to throwing a cold steak on the grill or a cold steak into a hot skillet. So this is going to come out and chill. Oh, I did make some dessert. Nothing like super fancy. I made some vanilla wafer banana pudding. This is just seriously all it is instant banana pudding with some vanilla wafers. And that's it. And this will last literally, I mean, probably the next 5 days. So, the cheese is nice and melted. And these are just gonna chill in here until dinner's ready. All right, the cast iron is nice and hot. And we've got these gonna sear on one side. After 3 minutes, gonna go ahead and give those a flip and cook for another 3 minutes. Basting them with the butter that is in the pan really does make for a beautiful flavor, so I highly recommend you do that when you cook in cast iron. Then April's gonna give these a nice flip. Oh yeah, look at that nice crusty brown. And these are just gonna cook for 1 additional minute. And then these will sit and rest for about 10 minutes. These are cooked to medium rare. That's how we like them. And that, my friends, is our plate this evening. Tonight for dinner, we are having goulash. And I had someone ask me, am I still not going to the grocery store? Pretty much, yes. The only things that we're buying at the grocery store right now are dairy. Because I need my coffee cream, y'all. And produce that, because my garden is just finally starting to come in. But other than that, oh, and bread, because it's summertime, and honey, I am not baking bread in the summertime. But everything that we eat is still from our pantry and our freezers and our dry storage. So for this goulash, I'm kind of just trying to use up things that I have in the fridge and a couple of my canned items. So I've got 1 pound of burger. I had some red and white onion left, and I've got these bell peppers that are chopped, and they need to get used before they go bad. And I'm gonna season this with garlic and salt and pepper, and then I'm gonna brown this up. All right, now that, hopefully that didn't mess too much up. All right, now, sorry guys. Now that the meat and veggies are browned and sauteed. I'm adding a jar of my home canned kidney beans. A jar of my stewed tomatoes. My mom always used to make hers with salsa, and I have just this tiny bit of picante left in the fridge. You guys, don't throw these away. They make great containers for holding your homemade mixes, like my Lipton soup mix or cream of mushroom soup mix. And tomato paste. Again, you know, the great thing about goulash is really you can put whatever you have in it. You know what I mean? And I'm just trying to use up stuff from the fridge and some stuff from our pantry. And it's going to come out delicious. So I'm going to let this simmer for about 20 minutes. And then we'll give it a taste. Obviously, I got to cook some noodles. You can't have goulash without noodles. My grandma would sometimes put corn and green beans in her goulash. But I'm making it like my mom made it. Only she would add a lot more salsa. But use what you have on hand. And this, I'm making a big enough batch for us to have dinner tonight. April to take lunch to work tomorrow, me to have lunch, and we'll still have enough for leftover night. All right, I'll see you in a few. All right, so I boiled some pasta, and now I am mixing it all together. All right, let's plate this up. It smells wonderful. So I like to put shredded cheddar on mine. I mean, hello, who doesn't love cheese, right? And if you have dogs, you have to pay the cheese tax, even if it does get all over Kitty Pup. Okay, I'm making April's lunch for the next day. Obviously, some of the goulash. We like this Greek yogurt. It is the bomb. So we buy this. And she typically gets this every day. A little yogurt parfait. This is some of my homemade granola. If you want to see how I make that, make sure that you drop me a comment and let me know. So I just do a couple spoonfuls. So she'll eat the yogurt parfait for breakfast, and then she'll have this for lunch. And this is my mixed berry jam that I did. No pectin. There is a video on that in case you're interested. It is wonderful. And that is That's what she gets packed for lunch. Tonight for dinner, we are going to have chicken cacciatore, and I will be using my canned cacciatore sauce. I will leave this in the description of the video. And I'm doing this in the crock pot because it's very hot outside and I don't want to have the stove on all day. Alright, so I'm just going to put this on low and let it do its thing. Alright, so this has been cooking for about 3 hours. I hope I don't mess this up. I never have good luck. Well, I can't say never because I've only tried it one other time. Cooking rice into the crock pot. So I just added about 2 cups of rice. I'm going to put the lid on this and let it come to a boil. And then I'm gonna turn it off. And hopefully that works. Cross your fingers. Alright, so it's been about 40 minutes. The rice is just starting to cook. I did add a little bit of water. What I think I'm going to do is turn the crock pot off and just let it set. Because the last time, I talked to my sister. She does crock pot rice all the time, but I really don't want to have to toss all of this to the chickens. So I turned it off and I'm going to let it sit like this for an hour. I'll check it after 30 minutes and I'll fill you in. I don't remember if I said this or not, but I did take the chicken legs out because they were very nice and tender and the meat was falling off and I didn't want them to completely disintegrate, so I took the chicken legs out. Okay guys, so dinner is not warm anymore. We did our Wednesday live and I've been cleaning up the kitchen. But this actually did turn out pretty good. Not the most perfect rice, but it is definitely better than any other rice I've done in the crock pot. So this is my plate. Some rice and then a chicken leg. There are many ways you can use this cacciatore, chicken cacciatore. You can do it with rice on the side in the crock pot, with pasta or mashed potatoes. So good with mashed potatoes. I was just way too busy to be dealing with all of that. So that's just a couple ideas of how you can use that cacciatore. And again, I will link it. This and anything else that I have a recipe or video for in the description below. So thanks for joining this What's for Dinner. I haven't done one in, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks, and I know that you guys really enjoy them. So I hope you enjoyed this one. As always, thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. And until next time, my friends, abundance and blessings to you.